The longer programmers write their code, the more professional they become, the more proud they become of what they create. They find their style of coding the best. They enjoy writing it. They get more and more fun from it, and that's how it should be. But the best programmers, they use instruments for self-control. They first of all, of course, use unit tests. Then they use static analysis. Then they use all different kinds of linters, which are software tools that go through their code and verify that they're still writing with a high quality. And there are many recommendations and books written for programmers which explain how to keep your code clean so that it doesn't contain typical mistakes which many of us make when we start programming. And even if we're quite professional, we're still making mistakes. So professional programmers, they definitely use all of that tool. So if you work with programmers and they tell you that they're a huge arsenal of instruments in their hands which they apply to the project, that apply to the source code in order to make sure that the quality is high, the quality of code, then you're absolutely dealing with a professional group of developers. However, the real professionals, the true professionals, they don't only trust those tools, they always expect second opinion on their code. And I wrote a blog post about that, I think a month ago or so, where I compare clean code with a clear code. I'm saying that the code is clean for a group of programmers, for their authors. But in order to make it really good, we need to make it clear for everybody else. And by those everybody else, I mean total strangers who may look at that code and ask questions which their authors would not even expect. Having that second opinion is a very important, valuable input any professional developer may want to have. It's not really affordable in all projects because that second opinion may cost you extra because you need to invite those external professionals, those experts from the market or maybe from other teams, from other projects. It has to be a trade-off between your budget expectations and your quality expectations. If you really want to have high quality, you should not put the blind trust into your programmers or into the tools they use, like unit tests, static analysis, and all these possible coverage controls or whatever it is. But you have to make sure that the code was seen multiple times by those who are not really the authors of it. The more frequently you do that, the more mistakes are found, the bigger the amount of bugs suggested by those foreign experts, the higher would be maintainability of your code, which means quality. So first of all, we trust ourselves when we're junior young programmers. Then we start trusting tools, unit tests, static analysis, and what have you. And then when we are true professionals, we don't trust ourselves, we don't trust even our tools. We want our code to be constantly, regularly, periodically reviewed by somebody else. And only then we can say that this is something which is trustable, and then this is something which is potentially maintainable, and our budget is not wasted, and the code will live longer than even the team which is supposed to support it. Can we organize that? That's a question of your budget. That's a question of the discipline you have in the project. Programmers, architects, they may not always be comfortable with that. They may, sometimes go against that approach because, as I said, it seems like a lack of trust to them. If you constantly bring some other people into the project to review what's going on there, it looks like lack of trust, but it's not. It's actually, for professional programmers, it's actually a great input which will increase the quality of their work and will help them to grow as well and help them to improve their skills and get a better satisfaction of what they're doing. So try to organize that and read the article. It's below the video in the show notes.